So again, they enter into this main room, and it's obvious it's time for a fight. So they instantly, before even initiative, the cleric announces he wants to cast Turn Undead. This is the point where I realize I'm letting him cast Turn Undead without even consuming a turn. I'm so rusty. I've completely lost sense of how we're supposed to play this game, and so he casts Turn Undead, and the skeletons scatter. So now we're left facing a hobgoblin that seems to be significant, a great wolf, and 2 goblins. So the cardinal still has not identified himself or put himself out there as, yeah, I'm here with you guys, passes me another note. And this time he wants to cast ventriloquism on one of the goblins to say something foul about one of the other goblin's mother. In my head, this was building as a really interesting RP situation. I thought maybe it was building to some sort of in-play where there was a bunch of animosity between the cardinal and other members of the party, or maybe they'd known each other before and there was something being repaid. I didn't know. I was really, everyone seemed to still be having fun, so I kind of ran with it. So yeah, in the infighting between the goblins ensues. They drop their weapons and just start punching at each other. And I was every turn diligently making to see if they could make a save throw against spell, I guess, to see if maybe they could snap out of this. Realized that something hadn't happened. It wasn't a charm spell. I should have thought better of that. And maybe just after a turn or two been like, okay, wait a minute now. That might have been you. And so combat is ensuing, and I don't remember the exact specifics of it. But the wolf had attacked the cleric. That's it. And at this point, I think maybe it was either some of the best party play that I'd thought of, but right away they decided it was time to defend the cleric, and everyone, minus Thraben, just went after this wolf, and I almost felt bad for the thing, and it was doing some damage to the cleric, some damage to other players, but in the end, the wolf was taken down. And then the hobgoblin made a critical miss. Even I was rolling poorly that night, and buried his hand axe right into one of the goblin's skulls. And then that's when the other one snapped out of it and decided it's time to defend against these 6 intruders. So now the wolf has been dispatched. One of the goblins is down. The hobgoblin is doing battle with Thraben, and the poor guy just can't. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with this greatsword. And he's literally just shifting. I made a joke that he was trying to intimidate him with threatening poses, and so that continued on for a turn or two. And the hobgoblin's attacking and missing, or doing little bits of damage here and there. And they start to then Thraben, out of just I think pure boredom, connects a blow. And I make note that he notices that whenever the hobgoblin receives any damage or takes a hit, the orb pulses with light. His life is slowly sucked into it. And the rest of the party is dispatched to this goblin. Now it is everyone facing down the hobgoblin, and I can't remember if it was Janella or Fandel. I think it might have been Fandel who finally dealt the killing blow and just lopped this hobgoblin's head off, and I get another note from the cardinal saying that he wants to cast ventriloquism again on the hobgoblin this time, and again lock eyes with Thraben. He really had it out for that guy, it seemed, and threaten him again. He says, "You're doomed. You and your party are not long for this world." And then his head is severed, and he falls to the floor dead, or so we think. Then the orb glows even brighter with bright blue light and just shatters to dust. And the hobgoblin's body reasserts itself and starts attacking as an undead creature. I had rolled and re-rolled life for when this would happen, and battle continued, this time with just his hand axe against the party, and I guess I could have put more into that. I guess hindsight's 20/20, and we just continued basic combat through that. This now with the Cardinal in play, using primarily his dogs, because apparently the spell he'd memorized had been ventriloquism, and I had allowed magic users to, cleric or magic user, to use their spells more than once per rest. And I've just always struggled with that, the idea that at level 1, okay, I get my one spell, and now I guess I'm done for the day. So, instead of having him lob darts, I'm just going to let him cast his spell 5 times a day. And then you have to rest. No big deal. Trying to give these lower level magic characters some playability, some fun. And a warrior can swing his axe all day long. Why can't I cast magic missile, at least once per fight? And so they've dispatched this hobgoblin finally, again, and he's dead. So now they start searching the room, and as soon as the orb had been destroyed, the skeletons, if anyone had asked, I would have told them right away, the skeletons fell to piles of bones, because the source of the evil power had been destroyed. And again, no investigation, so no one truly knew that until they turned around to look for the skeletons, finding them dead. So then the Cardinal decides he's going to scoop up a big handful of this powder and make for the exit. And the rest of the party thinks, wait, nay. We're going to investigate. We're going to hang out longer and try to find some more things to do here. And that's all I'd had for them. I was thinking for a shorter encounter, dungeon, whatever, to try to just really get a feel for the group and see if everyone who wanted to play, would be enjoying this style of play or this game. Who knows, maybe we wanted to try a different set of rules. Who knew? So, at that point, they decide to camp, and the Cardinal says, well, no, I'm leaving. And so they tell him, no, you're staying with us. And I don't think they actually incapacitated him or bound him in any way, even though the cleric did suggest it. And the Cardinal family says, well, fine, I'll take first watch. And the cleric says, not by yourself, you won't. And so they decide that the cleric and the Cardinal are going to take first watch. And the Cardinal decides to cast sleep, after resting, to cast sleep on the cleric, which I remember we did do something to determine. He tried to make the saving throw and failed. The cleric did. So he was put to sleep. Now, in all fairness, guys, the mage could have made a really simple decision to coup de grace the entire party at this point, since they were being so negative and aggressive to him, which I kind of understand at this point. I mean, he had kind of been given license to do whatever he felt at this point, so it may have been a little imbalanced. But hey, it's just a game. So we'd had fun, and I truly didn't feel that bad about it. And they finally decided it's time to go back and find the guard and maybe try to get their reward, see if the day has been done. They've been underground all night. They don't know what time it is. So they exit the crypt. They find it is daytime, and they find the magistrate's office that they've been informed to go to receive the rest of their pay, and they get their money. And Thraben decides to go get his newfound weapon appraised and cleaned up, and I gave him a name for it. I think it was Idabron was the name that came to mind. So this was the legendary sword of the captain that had served in that great battle, and he wielded it fiercely, and it was known as to be a great weapon against the great evil they faced back in the day. And so he kept that, and I believe the rest of the party decided that they would wait to find out if the pox upon this land had truly been lifted, because they'd been promised further compensation should they end this threat beyond just living through the night. Now, I said, well, yes, of course, but we're going to have to send this off to the Mages Guild to determine if it truly is safe now. So a couple days pass. They do some shopping. They do some bartering. They nearly get to a little infighting, searching all over this town for the cardinal, which is, oddly enough, the only lawful character in the party is being hunted down like a criminal. And so the days pass, and they finally do kind of catch up with them back at the magistrate's office to receive their further compensation, which I can't remember exactly what I rewarded them. I don't have this character sheets in front of me right now, but they take this time to gather some more gear. The mage, I believe, went and got him some more protective robes, because I think he had figured out that I wasn't going to let him just hide in the shadows forever. And all in all, I believe we all had a good time. And in all fairness, it wasn't the most serious campaign anyone has ever run, but in all fairness, we did have an 11-year-old who had never touched a character sheet before. He was trying to play, as far as I knew, he was trying to play Dragon Age, trying to do this, you know, so I was just trying to keep everyone entertained. We'll probably move in a more serious angle from here on, and try to bring some more actual role play into it instead of just continued combat and jokes. Not that there isn't a fun place for that, but I think we could have a really good group here. Hopefully I can get some of everyone who had just started playing to come back. I had a great time. I've truly very rarely encountered that cohesive of a group, even though one of the members was completely out of the group. So further updates to come. I hope we could continue to play. I really enjoyed running a game again, and we'll see if we can't make it even more interesting. Thank you.